welcome to NCBS Weekly, a whole new way to keep up with the National Collegiate Box Series. Here, we'll recap games, check out the league's scoring race, league standings, and so much more. The 2021 NCBS season is almost here, but before we shift our focus to the months ahead, let's quickly take a look back at our last season, which was played in 2019. In the Ohio Collegiate Box Lacrosse League, we saw the Rivermen with a commanding lead throughout the season, an impressive 9-3 record in all of 2019. While the Rivermen dominated throughout, we did see quite a bit of parity lower in the standings. In the Colorado Collegiate Box Lacrosse League, it was the Fighting Bison leading the way with a 12-4 record. They were followed by the Red Hawks, who they would eventually take on in the Morrow Cup. The scoring race was a close one in the CCBLL. University of Denver's TK Hammond went on to win the scoring title in 2019. The Highlands Ranch native put up 67 points in 16 games played. Grant Breeden of the MCLA's Colorado State and University of Delaware Blue Hen Jake Govett also with stellar seasons with the Fighting Bison and Red Hawks respectively. On the OCBLL side, it was another University of Denver star leading the way. Jack Hanna was absolutely dominant and led the league scoring race. Averaging 4.9 goals per game, he was nearly unstoppable. Teammate Nick Busey, graduate of The Ohio State University, also a force with a 45-point season. The rest of the scoring, though, relatively balanced in the OCBLL. I mentioned earlier it was the Fighting Bison who were the team to beat in the CCBLL. They would take on the Red Hawks in the best-of-3 division final. Game 1 went to the Bison thanks large in part to an unanswered 6-goal run in the fourth quarter. They would go on to win by a final score of 15-12. Game 2, do or die for the Red Hawks, where they did have a lead late, but with just a minute left, the Bison would force overtime and Jake Taylor, a member of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, would play the hero, scoring to secure the team's second consecutive Morrow Cup. The Bison would advance to the inaugural NCBS Championship in Irvine, California, where they would take on the winner of the Rivermen and the Walleyes. The Rivermen would continue their dominance in the OCBLL final, downing the Walleyes in Game 1 by a final score of 17-10. Walleyes coming out with a bit better of an effort in Game 2, but it would not be enough to stop the Rivermen, who took the division title after a 17-13 win. Rivermen would go on to face off against the Bison at the NCBS Championship. On the next episode of NCBS Weekly, we'll take a look back at that memorable first ever NCBS Championship in Irvine, California, and chat with some players that took center stage. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.